Welcome back to the channel. This video, I don't know what we're going to talk about. Let's work it out. There are a few things that I do want to discuss on this channel. I will probably record a lot of videos and upload very few. It's not a tough topic, it's a very easy topic for me to talk about, but I'm not here to give away any secrets. So things may get edited out. You'll know because I'm riding a bike, and well, if I'm just in one area then jump to another, either I teleported or I edited things out. So I just did a video about 2 seconds ago on what is Freemasonry, and that's probably going to upset a number of people, and that's okay. So this one, I might go through what is the problem with Freemasonry today. And look, I'm only qualified to speak about nothing. So let's run with this then, huh? I mean, I'm not a Freemason that's gone all the way around the world and has visited every single Mason in the world. No, I am a Freemason. I'm a Freemason in Queensland, which means my lodge falls under the UGLQ jurisdiction. Apparently I can't speak. A jurisdiction. And I've only visited one lodge out of state in New South Wales, from my good mate and former business partner that when he was initiated. And he has since left Freemasonry, and I don't know, if he watches this he'll correct me, I'm sure, because that's the kind of relationship we have. Wouldn't have it any other way. But I'll explain why, based on the conversations I had with him, he left. And it's a common occurrence, and I see it way too often. So, problem with Freemasonry is it's not a boardroom meeting. That's the first problem. And there are a number of lodges around the world, and I'm aware of around the world because I do speak to Masons around the world. But I haven't met every single Mason, so I can't make a call on everybody or speak on behalf of everybody. Just the ones that I've spoken to and what I experience myself when I go visiting and so on. There are more and more lodges that are just opening and closing. So that's what I mean when I say Freemasonry is not a boardroom meeting. I mean, the motto is making good men better. That's the motto that UGLQ uses and a few other lodges, well, Grand Lodges I should say. United Grand Lodges I should say. Ooh, that could be another topic. It won't be. It won't be. I guarantee you that bit won't be. But other United Grand Lodges use the same motto as well, making good men better. Well, what is that? I mean, I did go through this when I did a video on what is Freemasonry. I was rather long-winded but limited in what I said. But making good men better is a motto. Now, if you're going to a lodge that is just opening, doing general business and closing, making good men, what? Man, this is a great day to do a video. Making good men better at what? Boardroom meetings? I think not. But that's all that's happening in some lodges. They don't have any work to do, so they just do general business and close. And general business, this is no secret, I'm not giving away anything here, it's general business. As you would expect, any association, any group, will have business that needs to be attended to. Like, I don't know, have we got money, are we broke? That's kind of good to know for an organisation, right? Yeah, we'll go up here, why not? I'll slow down. And yeah, they talk about the incoming and outgoing communications, just general business of running any organisation or running a company. Are we broke? What do we have to do? And then they close. And I made the comment before, imagine a preacher, someone going to church on a Sunday, and the preacher gets up there and talks about the money and any communications, what they need to do, what bills have to be paid, and then says, great, see you next week, guys. That's not going to cut the mustard. He's not going to have many people attend church next Sunday, is he? And the longer that continues, the less people are going to attend. There's going to be more people joining the church because there's always going to be more victims, right? But they're going to leave as well because they're not getting what they want. And that is what's happening in Freemasonry. That's not the sole reason, but I wouldn't say Freemasonry is dying. There's new members joining. It's the retention that's the issue. And so I guess the biggest thing, and I did allude to this in the last video, so go watch that if you want to hear it twice. Bumpy bit. Sorry. Just back end's deciding to go a different direction, mainly because of what I'm doing. Bear with me. I'm meant to be going slow, aren't I? I can't help myself. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. Alright, so what's happening, and I'll just open up my visor again. There we go. Put it down again. Alright. If you have a lodge that is just open and closing, people aren't learning anything. They're not getting what they need from Freemasonry. The Masonic work does not happen in the lodge. And I have discussed that, okay, the ritual work, I use the word work because it is work, but that's not the true Masonic work. That's the teaching. That's all that happens in a Masonic lodge is general business and teaching and education, some refresher training, right? But it's not just business. If it was just business, you're going to be losing people. It's equivalent to a preacher getting up on stage talking about the business of the church and telling people to go home. People are going to leave that church. It will die. When you have a lot of lodges that just do general business, you're initiating people, and think about it, right? We're making good men better at boardroom meetings if you're not teaching them anything. When people see Freemasonry and they see the history and they Google it and they go, ooh, drinking blood out of a skull. Is that a thing? Well, they're depressed because I don't get to drink blood out of a skull, right? So we're already losing there. I'm not saying that we should. But they read all the history of Freemasonry and all the stuff out there, and not the negative stuff. There's not that, well, there is a lot of negative stuff, but anyone interested in Freemasonry is not paying attention to that because they can read between the lines and see that that is just a load of crap. So it's not hard to identify as crap. But they read about Freemasonry, how ancient it is, the secret society, these handshakes and these passwords and, ancient teachings, secret teachings. And they get to lodge and they get their initiation done. And man, it is bad if your initiation's done with people reading the damn book. That's not ritual work. That's reading. Go to the library. And then after that, they do what? They hear about the finances and the runnings of the lodge. And that's all they get to experience until they do their next degree. And so they've got a glimmer of hope. And then, oh, long walk, I'm done. No, I'm not that bad. And then they do their next degree. And then a big gap of nada. And then they do their third degree. And then the rest of their life of nada, if their lodge is just doing general business. So why are they going to stay? What are they staying for? Anyone can read the minutes, right? So that's not Freemasonry. Let's not pretend that it is. And let's not pretend that the ritual work is Freemasonry either. That's teachings. Freemasonry is what we take from the lodge, those teachings, and apply to the real world. If we're only giving people things to apply to the real world, like how to read the minutes of a meeting and, I don't know, how to read a bank statement, well, they're going to get bored. So lectures is what should be happening in lodges when there's no Masonic work, just like a preach getting up on the front of the church and reading a bit of scripture to remind people. So this is the problem with Freemasonry. There's not much real work being done because people aren't being taught how to do that real work other than their initiation. And their initiation, passing and raising, we are teaching them a lot, but it's a lot to take in, man. You're in that lodge room as a centre of attention with everyone telling you stuff for an hour or two, or three, if it's a Scottish working lodge, maybe 4. So you're not going to retain it all. And yeah, you've got the ritual, and you should read the ritual, most definitely. And I'd put this challenge out there to all the Freemasons watching this. By that I mean that maybe one person watching the video. When's the last time you found yourself in the time of need, in a bad place, having questions on what to do? When's the last time you picked up the ritual book to try and get the answer? Oh, hello, Bouncy. And that's the problem. if you can't tell me when, ooh, bye-bye back end, ooh, bye-bye back end. Sorry, I'll behave. I'm sorry. If you're not doing that, well, what are you doing? That is what Freemasonry is. There's instructions there in the ritual to help you deal with different situations in your life, hard times, and just general challenges. You're trying to change your way. And I'll give you this: the power of words. You can't read the ritual with just the ritual book. You need 2 books to accompany that, to effectively read the ritual and understand it. Because reading and then memorizing is just pointless. Reading and understanding is what you're meant to be doing, and then applying. So maybe we do another video on ritual. Sure, we'll do another video on ritual. So, but that's what I think is wrong with Freemasonry today. There's not enough actual Masonic teaching going on, just a lot of business meetings. So if lodges revert back to doing more lectures, doing more education, explaining, even if you're just explaining parts of the ritual, the etymology. Etymology is huge in Freemasonry, and I'll do a video on that. Maybe I'll do a video on that one next. That is huge. Without understanding the etymology, you can't understand the words that you're saying. And I don't know how good you are, but I'm pretty crap. So if I'm reading a ritual, I can't just read the ritual itself. A lot of the time I need 2 other books with me, dictionary and etymology book. Need them. Because some of those words are big words that have been used in thousands of years, or hundreds of years. So I need a reference to go, what does this word mean? Because some of the words have different meanings today, and that is part of maybe a bit of the misunderstanding of Freemasonry. When people are seeing certain words, they're like, well, what's that mean? And they take the modern example of that, and I'll bouncy bit. I will do a video on that to explain the etymology side of things and where some confusion might be and how powerful words are, because they are very powerful. But that'll do for now. That's what I think the issue is. Go back to doing more education, and yeah, stop doing just general business, because that's killing Freemasonry. We've got new members coming in, but it's killing the retention of Freemasonry. So more education, and there's plenty of it on Masonica website if you want to go there. If I can verify you're a real Freemason, I will give you access to it for free. The whole point of it is for free. It's not to make $1 billion. If the idea was to make $1 billion, I'd be broke. So if I can verify you're a real Freemason, and you know the way that if you are a real Freemason, you know how I can verify that, and it's not by shaking your hand virtually. There is a process what you should be going through when you go to visit other lodges. So same process applies if you want access to Masonica. I'll give you access to it. There's heaps of lectures on there, but there's heaps of lectures all over the internet. So anyway, that's what I think the problem with Freemasonry is. They're just my thoughts. I could be wrong. Who knows what's really going on, huh? Enjoy. I'll see you on the next video.